Daniel Thomas Dodd, 31-year-old from Westmoreland, Jamaica. Didn't enjoy it. Your face looks like you weren't so pleased with your result. Tell us a bit about what happened out there.
I mean, it's been a tough couple of weeks. The qualification is something that is definitely within my reach. However, it's been very frustrating to every time come to these major Olympic Games and not making the finals. And this time around it was definitely something that I felt like was easy for me to do. However, I didn't have my coach here. I've been in the village for 2.5 weeks. And I was denied the privilege of having a coach's pass for my coach to even be at the training facilities for 2.5 weeks. So you're talking about 365 days of training just gone down the drain because I didn't have my coach for 2.5 weeks while being here. So it is definitely very frustrating, and I think it's something that I definitely have to sit and reflect on and moving forward as to what will be definitely best for me and my mental health, because I cannot do this anymore. It's very frustrating dealing with JOA and J3S because these people don't care about field events in Jamaica. And if they did, they would make sure that we have everything we need to make us comfortable, because my coach is not just a part of my training process. He's a very crucial part of my warm-up and getting ready for preparations, and I didn't have him for 2.5 weeks. 2.5 weeks. It's very frustrating because this is definitely something that I'm more than capable of obtaining. And I came short today.
Yeah, I can feel and sense and understand your frustration, particularly now that you see Jamaica competing so well in the field event.
Exactly, and that's the irony of it. The gold medal that they were sitting down waiting for did not come from the track. It came from the field events, and those are the events that they neglect so much in Jamaica. And most of the medals that we have gotten so far at these games comes from the field events, and we're the most marginalized groups within Jamaica track and field, and it's very frustrating, and it's time for them to stop and really reflect on what they're doing to us as athletes.
Daniel Thomas, I'm grateful you spoke your mind to us, and I'm so compassionate and sorry for your experience. You really performed well on this world stage. Well done.
Thank you very much.
On the spot, news media, we got the latest news. We don't care about the views, we just representing right. Put local news internationally every night. On the spot, wave that Jamaican flag from left to right. Let's get it right, y'all know the type. We ain't dealing with the hype, we make it take flight.
Yeah man, my viewers and subscribers, what go on. A blessed and wonderful Friday morning to each and every person out there tuning into On The Spot News Media. Now, my peeps, you don't know how we do it over on this side each and every morning. We have to give thanks and praise to the Most High Creator for the preservation of life, because life is indeed the greatest. So in the morning, my peeps, I have a few stories to share with you, the regular members of Chan Public and also members of the diaspora. So please like the video, share the video, watch the entire vlog so you can get a full understanding and a better appreciation of everything we're going in Jamaica. So watch this now, my peeps, to the name Friday, the day when Mr. Smile smile pan some of the ones and ones them pocket. So whilst you're out there traversing these streets from Moran Point to Negril Point, safe travel, pan the gravel, and as always, my peeps, continuously look out on the corner yai Kaswa, the old dirty corner boy them, always out there, and lurks, yeah man, me I tell you. So watch this now, my peeps, from you see how we kick off this morning's set of stories with our female Olympian who seems to be very angry about happenings over there in the Paris Olympics. I don't know for sure say this morning we're going to give the much anticipated update to prove to the criminal element over there, Bojo, who is pointing fingers on some innocent persons, innocent in the fact that he swears that they are the ones that are feeding On The Spot News Media and other vloggers with information about his criminal network over there in Green Tank, in Rose Heights, Montego Bay, St. James. That store, my peeps, have a lot of information. And On the Spot News Media need to take the time to put it together properly so that you can consume the information, the much needed and necessary information to enlighten and broaden your knowledge on the criminal network over there in Green Tank, in Rose Heights. So in this morning's vlog, as you heard the female athlete being very, very upset about happenings in the Paris Olympic. I'm not one that carries sports, but the Olympian is disgruntled, and I felt it necessary to put it to you, the regular members of Chan Public, for your input. Now we're going to play some voice clips from the coaching staff and other personnels involved who is saying that Thomas Dodd is short-sighted. Her comments is short-sighted. So the first voice clip will be from Coach Carr. The second voice clip will be from Coach Graham. And the third and final voice clip will be from a former Olympian herself, Juliet Cuthbert-Flynn, who stated that Thomas Dodd's comments was misplaced anger. Listen.
She's behaving like a spoiled child. She's not a high school student. She's a professional that has been in the business for so long. Foolishness, I don't support that. And because she failed, they have to point the finger somewhere and say it's your fault and your fault. Why I failed. I've seen many times coaches coach using telephone, using technology. Put on the phone and they do their thing and then he comments and say, what have you, what have you. It's very unfortunate what she said. I spoke with a senior member of the J3 this morning. That person was very surprised. That person told me that she is one of the athletes who has gotten a lot of help over the years. This is the one time I will not blame the association because I know that they try and it's not about field event. They treat everybody the same way. I'm telling you because I've been around. Yes. And it's only unfortunate she's unhappy because she failed to go into the final round. Yes. That's all.
Not everybody is going to have their coach in the stadium to tell them, to adjust this, make this or that adjustment. You could hear the anger in her voice. And the anger, I think, is coming from the fact that we got a gold medal. And maybe I could have medaled if only. No, I blame her for behaving that kind of a way. If it is that she got funding from the JOA to assist her, putting a bad light on the entire organization, saying that we are on the bottom of the totem pole, that we don't get any assistance. I don't like that.
So now, my peeps, I want to drop some comments in the comment section as it relates to what the coach and Juliet Cuthbert-Flynn stated, and also what the angered athlete stated. Now, make we get on into this morning's set of stories. Now, an update from yesterday evening story. Now, I brought a vlog about a fatal knockings and clappings that took place over there in Panama City Beach in Florida, where a Jamaican man was arrested and charged for the fatal knockings and clappings of another Jamaican man in Panama City Beach, Florida. Now I have for you the official police report of that fatal knockings and clappings. However, this police report has implicated not one or two but 3 Jamaicans and labeled the one that I spoke about yesterday as an accessory after the fact. He was not the knockers and clappies, but the getaway driver for the real knockers and clappies. Now on your screen is the 3 Jamaican men. Note their names under their pictures because I will be speaking about them and addressing them by their full name or by their last name. Now, the Panama City Beach Police Department announced the arrest of the following individuals for the fatal knockings and clappings of a man identified as O'Neal McDonald and the attempted fatal knockings and clappings of a 21-year-old female. Now, the males are as follows: Andre Jermaine Ranglin, a 23-year-old Jamaican national of Panama City in Florida. He was charged with an open count of fatal knockings and clappings, one count of attempted capital knockings and clappings, 3 counts of attempted second-degree fatal knockings and clappings, firing a deadly missile into an occupied dwelling, and attempted armed burglary. Now, the second male, Jamaican male that was charged is Devaughn Devante Jones, presently on your screen, a 23-year-old Jamaican national of Panama City Beach in Florida. He was charged with accessory after the fact to the fatal knockings and clappings of the man, and also destruction of evidence. And the third Jamaican man, presently on your screen, Ricardo Everton Golden, 37 years old, charged with accessory after the fact to a fatal knockings and clappings. Now, the police report suggests that on August 6, 2024, the Panama City Beach Police Department received a call that Khan had beat at 10X apartment complex located in Panama City Beach Parkway. So the responding officers discovered that Mr. O'Neal McDonald, a 23-year-old Jamaican national, they discovered him near the 1300 building, deceased from a portion of canop wounds all over his upper body. Now, the officers also located a 21-year-old female suffering from a single canop wound. First responders administered first aid and transported the female victim to the hospital where she underwent surgery and is expected to make a full recovery. The investigation revealed an ongoing dispute between O'Neal McDonald and Andre Anglin, which resulted in Ranglin retaliating against McDonald. Now, what really going on in a Jamaican layman terms is that O'Neal McDonald and Andre Ranglin are deal with the same woman. So it seems as if Andre Ranglin are the first man, and then O'Neal McDonald come in pan it and she start bun Andre Ranglin with O'Neal McDonald. Now Andre Ranglin must trail her and go find her over O'Neal McDonald yard. A whole a reasoning with him. Hence the reason why him go knock it and clap it pan him at 10X apartment complex. So now, continuing from the police report. The police report stated that evidence shows that Ranglin walked to the 10X apartment complex from a nearby location armed with a handgun. Ranglin, seen wearing a dark-colored hoodie, approached the victims as they stood outside the 1300 building. Ranglin fired several rounds at McDonald, who attempted to run away. Ranglin chased him through the parking lot, continuing to fire, ultimately taking the life of O'Neal McDonald. Evidence also shows that Ranglin fired over 10 rounds at McDonald. Now, after taking the life of McDonald, Ranglin turned his attention to the female victim, who was originally standing next to McDonald. Ranglin reloaded the weapon and fired several rounds at her as she attempted to seek shelter in her apartment. Now it is stated that as the female victim tried to close her apartment door, Ranglin attempted to push the door open but was unsuccessful. He then fired a single round through the door, striking the female victim in the chest. Immediately after the knockings and clappings incident, Ranglin fled on foot and contacted Devaughn Jones, providing him with information about the crime he had just committed. Jones accompanied Ranglin as he arranged for a vehicle to pick them up and help him escape the scene of the crime. Now, it was discovered that Ranglin contacted this man, Ricardo Golden, who picked both men up at a nearby place which is close to the area where the knockings and clappings took place and drove them to a place known as Bonnifay in Florida. The investigation revealed that Golden was very much aware of Ranglin's actions and assisted in his escape for monetary gain. And the Spot News Media understands that he was paid a sum of $4,000 to take them away from the crime scene. Further investigations showed that Jones, whilst at a motel with Ranglin, attempted to dispose of the suspected murder weapon by wrapping it up in the motel towels and throwing it into a nearby dumpster. After disposing the weapon, both Ranglin and Jones left the area in a ride-share motor vehicle and traveled to Devaughn in Alabama. Now, the U.S. Marshals Regional Fugitive Task Force located Ranglin and Jones hiding in a local Devaughn, Alabama motel. Now, Andre Anglin and Devaughn Jones are currently being held in Houston County, Alabama, waiting extradition, whilst Ricardo Golden was arrested and transported to the Bay County Jail. So that is it, my peeps. Kana boy I had, Kana boy abroad. Now the youth, what them call Ricardo Golden, he's from the Havana community in the Kingston Western Police Division. So the same place what them call Jungle in a Kingston West, him come from the community of Havana. Humble youth, we get to understand, come from humble beginnings. Them say the root of all evil are money, but me say the love of money are the root of all evil. Because whilst he was living in Jamaica, he used to run like a little after school program for the youths them where them come and do them homework. For a little small fee for use the computers and all of them like a thing there. And is a man who used to rent bunks about and do party promotion. He was doing basically the same thing in Panama when him keep him party them and round robin and stuff like that we get to understand. And he was doing pretty well. But the love of money make him go be an accessory after the fact to a fatal knockings and clappings. And now find himself in a some serious hot water. Boy, me I tell my peeps. The thing rough. Now back on local soil. Now over there in the Portland Police Division, a team of officers assigned to the Portland Police Division seized a Glock pistol with a magazine containing 7 9mm rounds of ammunition and arrested 3 men during an operation in Port Antonio in the parish on Thursday, August 8. Now, reports from the Port Antonio police suggest that sometime around 9:30 a.m., lawmen were in the area when they saw 3 men in a motor vehicle. The police team went to investigate and the vehicle was searched. So during the search of the motor vehicle, the firearm was found in the trunk of the motor car All 3 men were taken into custody. However, their identities are being withheld pending further investigations. Yeah, man. Now, the last thing that we are going to talk about. The police, them nyam another criminal element, food. Now, a man who was on the St. Andrew South Police Division most wanted list was fatally taken out by the police on Thursday morning. Now, the criminal element in question has since been identified as 29-year-old Christopher McLean, but he's more popularly known in the streets as Frazzle. So Frazzle get frazzled out by the squaddy them. Yeah, man. A resident of Waterhouse in the St. Andrew South Police Division. He was taken out in a hail of bullets during a reported confrontation with the security forces in Newlands in Portmore, St. Catherine. Now, on the Spot News Media was reliably informed that sometime after 7 o'clock, a special operations team went into the community in search of McLean, who was definitely on the run and wanted by the police. He reportedly confronted the cops and was taken out in a hail of bullets. He was later pronounced you know what at the hospital. The police stated that they seized a 9mm pistol with several rounds affixed. Investigations says that McLean was wanted by the St. Andrew South Police for several cases of fatal knockings and clappings and several cases of shootings. Yeah, man. So another decent spot of work again by the squaddy them. Now, the last thing that we're going to talk about, my peeps, is that some regular members of John Public also put on a decent spot of work, where a Browning single action pistol was handed over to the police after a man managed to disarm his attacker in an incident in Long Hill District in Petersville in Westmoreland on Wednesday, August 7. Now, reports from the White House police is that sometime around 6:50 p.m. a man was standing along the roadway when he was approached by a lone gunman. It is said that the criminal element brandished a firearm, pointed it at the man, then opened gunfire in his direction. A tussle ensued, during which the man managed to disarm the criminal element before he fled the scene on foot. But just sorry, said the man, never just squeeze it some more until the criminal element spread out like a sheet, no longer among the land of the living. However, the police was summoned, and upon their arrival, the firearm was handed over to them. Investigation continues. The criminal element get away scotch-free. Right now, me I tell you, my peeps, it cut me deep. But we're glad said that regular member of Chan Public was not hurt, and he managed to disarm that criminal element, and one less firearm is presently on our nation's streets. So anyway, my peeps, remember to like, share, subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned to On The Spot News Media as I continue to bring you fresh news and updates in subsequent newscast. On The Spot News Media. Yeah, man.